Hi there. Good afternoon. We are excited. I'm Denise Barreto, and we are here to talk about the See Alice contest. This is the final installment of our videos to promote our See Alice contest. You have heard me talk about See Alice for social change, and I'm just going to give you the details one more time. The contest is open right now. We have entries. We need more. We want to hear your story. And did I mention, I know I have, that these stories are worth cash money, and cash money is a good thing. The top prize is $1,000, and there are two honorable mentions for $250 each. Your entry can be your story in any format possible. Again, not going to go through all the details. We have seen y'all being on that website that I'm about to tell you right now. It's www.alicenar.org. We've seen triple the number of people going to that website. So I am excited that you might go to that website, get all the information to tell us your story. Today, I am talking to Reverend Shantell Hinton Hill, who was the mastermind behind this idea. And we're so excited to just ask her a few questions. I know that the foundation was so excited to lay out the Alice data, and little did we know, just a little bit after that. Can you tell me a little bit about what was in your mind and your motivation for creating the See Alice contest?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy to be here talking to you, Denise, today a little bit more about the See Alice contest. The foundation, as you know, as Denise has already explained, launched the Alice data right before the COVID-19 quarantine hit. But that had been about a 2-year process of really working with various leaders in community, different nonprofit folks and researchers to get this data pulled together. And so we knew what the report was going to say. And we knew from there that it would be really important that if we really want to see new policies in a more equitable Arkansas, that what is at the crux of new policies is people having a heart shift and a mind shift. And because of that, we know that we want to start shifting the narrative. We want to start hearing the truth from people who are the closest to where the pain is, the economic inequities exist, and those are Alice families and Alice workers. So the contest to me seemed obvious that we would try to really amplify those folks who are living this day in and day out, who know what it means to be working hard and still struggling to make their ends meet. We want to know from their perspective what it's like to be facing those odds and still be coming out successful and still be surviving. And we felt like in order to get a fuller sense of what policies need to change in the future, it makes the most sense to hear from folks who are most impacted by those policies as it stands today.
Absolutely. And something that you said, I want to just ram home is, in COVID-19, it's like everybody all of a sudden is seeing Alice households more than any other time. I mean, we were on a mission to make sure that they got seen, but this pandemic has lent us one of the good things about this pandemic is we are recognizing the backbone of our economy, not just in Arkansas, but everywhere, but particularly in Arkansas, when you think about these essential workers, and folks are talking about that more. And so I love that you wanted to come up with a way to honor them, for us to hear them. And, just from talking to you, I know that, Alice means something to you personally. And I would love if you would share with us a little bit about, what seeing Alice personally has meant to you.
Yeah, so bear with me. It's saying my internet connection is unstable, but hopefully you all can still hear me. Y'all know how these internet streets are today.
Exactly.
Is it right? Yeah, Alice is super personal to me in many ways because I'm only one generation removed from Alice. And I mean, sometimes I still feel like I have one foot in the Alice door and one foot out, right? I have to be really honest and thankful that, my parents, both of them are from Greenwood, Mississippi. And they both walked very different lives and upbringings. But my dad, because he really wanted to make a better life for us, for his family, he can recall praying as a little boy, God, please give me a way to get out of Mississippi. His parents were domestic workers. They only had third grade educations, and they weren't able to have all the things that he wanted to have, but he knew he wanted differently for his children. And thank the Lord that he made my dad 6'7", and he was able to get a basketball scholarship that then landed him here in Arkansas. And if not for that extra blessing, that favor, we might still be in Greenwood, Mississippi, living a very different life than we live now, not having access to education, not having access to healthcare in the way that we need it, all the things that he felt were systemic problems where what he was facing in his upbringing. That was something that was really integral to his childhood. And as I fast forward now, even into my life, growing up, my mom was a single mom for a little while, and we had reduced rate lunches, and we had hand-me-downs. And there were times where, we were going to church, and that's where we would eat dinner. And I remember what it was like to watch her work and work very, very hard and still be wondering, okay, are we really, are we struggling or are we not struggling, and not being able to answer that question. Yes. So I remember those times in my life, and I value those experiences because it's made me really understand and appreciate ALICE workers, because they are the maintainers, like you said. Right. They are so essential to our economy, but more than just being essential to our economy, ALICE has been essential to who I am as a person. Yeah. And so I really am hopeful that this contest helps us to see more of the humanity of folks that I feel like are a part of who I am too.
Wow, I love that. And I love the personal, sharing, because that, I'll tell you what, I definitely am the same as you. And even, my husband, who I married, he an essential worker, a laborer, immigrant. And these are the folks that unfortunately we often don't see. And so right now it's a beautiful thing that we are taking the time to see them. And quite frankly, the pandemic has forced it. So I'm so grateful to be in partnership with the Winthrop Rockefeller Foundation, that it is a value of yours to make sure that we uplift these families, help change the outcomes for these families. And our contest is a small part of a way bigger strategy of things that we're doing. So thanks for joining me today. And thank you for this last push, because like we said, on every single video, the See ALICE contest is an opportunity to get to change the narrative, to get some cash flowing into these communities. And like I said, it's this Friday is the last day to enter, May 1st. And you will get the opportunity to work with some of the amazing creatives that you have seen in this video series. And we look forward to wrapping this up at the end of May. So please get your entries in to www.alicenar.org. Thank you. And thanks for joining me, Shantell. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Denise. You too.